I'm here with a picture of some rocks and tide pools that I took out at Golden Gardens at low tide a while back. I'm going to make a painting from this using my favorite technique, which is oil crayon with watercolor overlay. That is very successful in giving you some interesting textures and a lot of depth. I'm going to do it with gray first. For one of the big rocks. No, that's not gray. Yes, it is. Oh, good. One of the big rocks. This is a nice rock. We get the general outline, and we establish what I think will be the composition. I want a lot of nice rocks in the foreground. And here's another one that is a bit right here. A bit more of a sandy tan color. Here's some dirt down there, and another oil crayon color, which will be this this plant there, some sort of weed. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a nice green. We'll put that one in here, and looks like an overgrown dandelion. At least some of the leaves look like that. It's a large one in any case, but it's nice. And then right in here is going to be a really nice dark shadow. And we'll have another one right up here where one of the rocks comes down, and it overlaps another one here. So mostly this is going to be a sketch of foliage and rocks with just a few tide pools in the background. But after I do this, I'm going to do another one. This the same horizontal, but another one which will go above it and continue the tide pools at Golden Gardens. This is gray, so we're going to check that. Do a little quick over sketching here. This is darker. This is a lighter one. This is a bit browner. Here we go on the second little part of this video to add some more large rocks here in the foreground. I mean sort of the background of the foreground. Here's another one. And as I said, this nice rock that overlaps this is going to have a nice, very dark shadow here. That'll give us some real contrast. There's a little bit of another rock out here, and then here go the tide pools. Just little bits of them with sand interspersed, and it'll be gray sand down here. You can't at this point see the eelgrass, but there's eelgrass just beyond this. We'll get that in the next sketch. Here's another great shadow under here. Get the shadows in first. Another one here, and some more greenery down in this corner. Not a lot, and it's darker greenery. Maybe this will be another shadow under here. So do we have the shadows in the right place? Like that. And another rock on top of that. Okay, now there'd be some more greenery down here. And a little bit of another color up right up here on that rock. It's about the only yellowish color we have there. I think it is lichen. And then there's some white here. We'll use a white oil crayon to get some of the white tones of this rock. All kinds of different interesting rocks here. You can't see this now, but once I put some watercolor on this, then you'll be able to see it. And a bit out here and here. Here's some more white. And then maybe a bit of a bit of the gray here in between that plant. And this is like that. Okay, now we're going to pause for a minute. Okay, we're back with the watercolor portion of this sketch. This is the oil crayon outline is finished, and we're going to put in some gray. I've checked the tone, the value, and we're going to do some of the lighter ones right here. And it will go over, see how it goes over the oil crayon? And it leaves a really interesting texture when you're using the combination of oil crayon and watercolor. Now back here, it's a little darker. And then this one we'll add a tiny bit of warmth to that after a bit. This one has a lot of the white, as you can see. That's where I used the white oil crayon. Now here goes a bit of the, I think that's eelgrass down there, right in here. And it has a darker texture. Here comes a little bit more of the pale gray of the sand. And here is another rock. That's the one that is leaning on another one here. That is going to provide us with a nice dark shadow. See, that would be about in here. Shadow, and another shadow under here. And there again, having the shadow, having the dark, makes the lines of the leaves really stand out. Here's another one over here, the dark shadow. It's better not to get too many darks too soon. You can always add them a bit later. But I think we'll define our composition here with just a few. Now this one up here is going to be lighter in tone. And this is the one that has some of the almost orange color on it, either from lichen or maybe iron in the rock itself. Okay, we have down here. I think we'll add a little bit of color here, more of the orange, and then we're going to add some of the orange down here for the soil. A little bit of that. That'll continue some of the colors that we used up above, and maybe a little bit over in here after a while. It's nice to have some of the colors continue. Now we're ready for a bit of the blue. Now we're going to add the pale blue of the tide pools here. A bit more here. It's a little too pale, I think. We will add a little more blue to it and check the tone. Yep, out like that. Some in here. You can always add a little bit more after this dries, just another layer of the blue if you want. And I think we're going to pause pretty soon and let this all dry. Before I put another blue over here, I think I'm going to wait while it dries because I don't want to mix them. So we'll be back in a moment.